You've been involved in the last 3 WWE video games, and this is not your first rodeo. Back in the day, WCW, who had some bangers of video games, I think ushered in the new era of great video games. For a person like you, what do you have to do involving the video game, or is there anything? Are they bringing you in for reference shots, scanning, anything like that these days?
I don't do shit, bro. I don't even
That's
know which game.
amazing.
I don't even
That's
know which
amazing.
games I'm in.
I love it.
The only time I know I'm in a video game is when I get a royalty check a couple times a year. I go, oh, it's a video game royalty. Oh, I didn't even know I was in one. That's awesome.
I love that because, like, today, I mean, you can create somebody from scratch. There are so many very talented creators who are just fans who create people from scratch. It feels like they don't even need to scan people anymore. But like, how big was that type of deal for WCW back then? Because there were not like a wealth of great wrestling video games then. And I remembered back then as a child, like, people were like, oh, we're going over here Friday night. We're going to play WCW Revenge.
Yeah, well, that game was a particularly well-produced game, by the way. It got a lot of positive feedback from the video game market at the time. But, you know, what's interesting is I didn't know, and I still don't know much about the video game industry. It was never a segment of the business that I spent a lot of time delving into and understanding, to be frank. So I knew it was popular. I knew it was a big moneymaker. But back when WCW first broke into that market, it was an emerging marketplace. There certainly were. The video game business was strong back then. But wrestling video games they'd been around, but they were emerging in a new way. And I didn't really understand the scope of it all at that time. Again, it wasn't a segment of the business that I focused on, so I relied on other people who did focus on it to bring us good opportunities. So I just got to sit back and watch all the fun and watch it grow. It was great.